Hi guys, if you look at the date at the top here, we're almost there at the release date. That means that we need to make an overview what's new in another video. This one is going to make how to update things, right? It's essential on any system, being it iOS or Windows or Linux. You need to update. Don't forget Android, right? Update your system. So what I've done is I've put the old ISO from 09, it's not that old, right? A month ago. I've installed it with a easy installation. That means there is no internet required. I can do it anywhere. And then you connect to the internet and you need to update. Updating in Arch is knowing one thing that's super essential, and that's the Arch Linux keyring. So let's see if that's necessary. First, we're gonna make this a little bigger. There's a very strange resolution. Control F might or may not work. It depends on the package, the Lego block that you've chosen. In this case, the correct Lego block is not on that ISO. So we do it manually. Let's say, okay, let's go and change it and say apply. Keep this configuration close. This will not happen on real metal, right? It's only on these virtual machines that it happens. First of all, Alt N, I really don't like the wallpaper anymore, in the sense that I've seen the wallpaper before, right? It's a good wallpaper, it's all good. But there are so many nice ones like this one, all gray. But there are, of course, the fishies. Let's keep the fishies, that's nicer. Updating system. Well, you have to figure it out, what it is on Solus, what it is on SUSE, what it is on any other Linux distribution, but you need to update. We suggest not using a tool, a GUI, a graphical user interface. Go to the tool in a terminal that they provide, being it Zypper or DNF or whatever, apt-get and well, apt-install these days, and update and upgrade. Choose the terminal and type the command. In our case, we've made an alias, and we like our alias because otherwise we have to type a little bit more, right? That's why you have aliases. Update. Done. So we are, let's do a look, right? This is the ArcoNet 240902. So let's say a month ago of worth of updates, and things will happen. Remember the Pacman 6.0 to 7.0, and then some of our users had PAMAC AOR, which is not on the ISO anymore, right? So it won't crash on the ISO, won't. But if you install more stuff from somewhere else, in this case AOR or our repo, right, then it will. On the ISO it's not, so we won't see that. So what can we say about this, right? First of all, look at the repository. It says extra. That means it has nothing to do with Eric and ArcoLinux at all. That's important for you to know. These three have nothing to do with us. We are an Arch Linux based system providing more apps and more configs in these three. This is our doing. This is our work, this is our time, our configuration of i3, BSPWM, etc. This is out of our control. So basically it's a name change, mlocate to plocate. I say whatever. That means you press enter, and the capital Y means if you press enter, that's the one you're going to use. It says capital N and you press enter, yes, then it's a no, right? In this case, I know enter is yes, and I just keep on pressing yes, yes, yes till it's done. And as you see, that's Arch for you. 1 month of updates equals 1.5 gig, right? Deal with it. Now this is for me too slow. Watch, Control C. Let's try to do that. Yeah, it's already done. And Control C is already okay. N, P, and then Pacman, right, or package manager. I tell the system that I'm living in Belgium, Europe. Our download is much faster. I can do 21 parallel downloads rather than 8. I'm going to save it with Control X. Yes, please. Watch how much more Pacmans I'll have and how much faster it will go. So now I have 21 parallel downloads in one go. So if you have a bandwidth that you say, wow, I've paid something, and fiber, for example, that's a word maybe you recognize. Fiber is super fast, right? It's in glass. So if you're so lucky, and we do have some users who are that lucky to have fiber right straight into their home, right, up the number of parallel downloads. I see some updates in the sense that, well, maybe we should get in that. For me, this is normal, but maybe we should tell it. So there seems to be in the update a check, and it's going to look for file information of things that I've removed. At some point in time, I really got fed up with the XFC backgrounds. So there is a script on the in Calamares, basically, when you install, that it removes that folder. So it's checking something that's not there anymore. The same applies for this guy. We use that particular name and then change the name to BazRC, because latest will never work. So we overwrite, we move basically BazRC latest to BazRC. And that's why, again, there is no reference. So this one, I have no idea why it's there. Probably because it's not there, right? Because on virtual machine, an Intel U code is something you need to select in Calamares. Do I want it? Intel or AMD? So that's why we see these here. So benign, whatever, right? But it's explained at some point, so that's cool. DKMS, transparency, educational, that's ArcoLinux. We do have something that's not needed in VirtualBox, certainly not in VirtualBox. So these things slow down our update, and if you don't have RTL Realtek or Broadcom, you type remove and then tap 3 tabs and choose what you want to remove. You can remove the Linux kernels. In this case, we're talking about Broadcom and Realtek. If you don't need both of them, that's the easy way to do it. Just remove, and that's a sudo pacman -r. And these two are out, which makes our installation faster because it needs to be built again and again and again. We have a new ATT where fast fetch is now in and NeoFetch is out. Still working, by the way, NeoFetch. I suppose in a few years to come. But then again, Termite is also still working, and it's a terminal we used to have, and it's now Alacrity. And then you don't know, maybe you don't see what I'm doing, but I'm scrolling and reading. I'm scrolling and reading. What are all these apps? Over 7 years, 8 years from now, if you're a beginner in ArcoLinux or in Linux, you will recognize names. You say, okay, this is this, that is that. And most of them you'll start to recognize and know what it's for. Or if it's a base, if it's a library, you start to understand why these things are here. And you just scroll through them. So, okay, update for this, update for that, fine. Pipewire is here. For what is Pipewire? ArchWiki Pipewire. Read, right? There's so much time I've spent in the ArchWiki, reading it again and again and again. I mean, trust me, it's normal not to get it from the first time. You need to, study. So a lot of XFC stuff, meaning, all right, they've updated, upgraded. They have released new things, plugins mainly, plugins, but also the screensaver, screen shooter, the app finder, the panel has been changed, and that needs to go into your brain. Say, okay, this is my update. This happens to my machine. There's a new update for YGit. That was also a little bit of an issue at some point in time last month. So YGit and ParuGit both were built from us, by us, and you got 0 issues. The others, well, it's an AUR package. It's not our responsibility. It's the maintainer on the AUR that needs to make a new package build. Then we can build it, right? We just build what's on the AUR. But some critical applications, we just grab them and it's okay, let's build it ourselves, because this is essential. We want to have Discord, we want to have Telegram, we want to have AUR helpers like Yay and Paru, and that's about it, right? Those are the essential things. So if you don't want this all the time and 2 kernels all the time, you need to do a remove afterwards. Well, I don't see anything special. In this case, we did not have to do sudo pacman -s ArcoLinux keyring. So remember, that's the thing about the keys. Basically, it's safety. That's all it is, safety, right? So make sure you have the last keys, the last signatures to sign the packages from Arch, and then you're good. You're golden, as they say. Do we need to do anything? I guess not. There's nothing to change. That means, why am I saying that? Because there is something in your system called bin, and there's fun stuff like dog. Let's do dog. That's a while ago. That's fun stuff. You can just type dog, right, and make a screenshot. Fun. But the thing is, in here is also the stay rolling 2024 and 2006 to 7 and 7 to 9, etc., etc., right? So if we do a skel, not gonna go into details now, but there is an article for it, and you say yes, it's gonna make a copy of the etc skel. What's gonna happen? Voila, a new folder. So basically in this system, this folder system, we want to follow what's on the ISO, so you don't have to do a clean install. You stay rolling means using an ISO from 3 years ago to install the system and update. And with these scripts, we give you the chance to install more stuff, or we've removed some stuff from the ISO, or there's an issue with packages, things like that. It will be in here to do something, to run a script, and then you're back up to date. You can stay rolling. You don't have to reinstall everything again. So that's the backup. And up here, if you go up a little bit higher, you'll see, because I typed skel, this happened. Now, this is the updating thing. So let's keep something for what's new as well in next video. All right. The only thing you need to do now is reboot this 1.5 gigabyte. How much was it, right? It's enough to sell. Okay, let's reboot and let's apply all the new kernels and all the system D packs and all the rest. Cheers.